this video session, we will learn 9th Standard Science, Unit 1 Physics Measurement.
Measurement is the basis of all important scientific study. It plays an important role in our daily life. Measurement is about assigning a number to a characteristic of an object or event which can be compared with other objects or events. It is defined as the determination of size or magnitude of a quantity. In this lesson, we will learn about units of measurement and the characteristic of measuring instruments. Let's we learn what is physical quantity. Physical quantity is a quantity that can be measured. Simply we can say anything which we can measure is known as physical quantity. Now you have to know that physical quantity have two important things. One is size magnitude, another one is SI unit. Now what is size magnitude and what is SI unit? Let's consider mass of sugar is equal to 20 kilogram. Here 20 is the numerical value, so that is the size. Kilogram is the SI unit. Next time 20 minutes. So 20 is the numerical value is size and minutes is the SI unit. Now these physical quantities are divided into two main branches. One is fundamental quantities, another one is derived quantities. Let's see what is fundamental quantities. Quantities which cannot be expressed in terms of any other physical quantities are called fundamental quantities. Let's see the example of length. We have this rectangular shape. Okay, if you want to find the area of this rectangle, you have to know length and breadth. Okay, length is not derived from any other quantities, but area is derived from length and width. So area is derived quantity, length is not derived from any other quantities, so length is base quantity. Derived quantities. Quantities which can be expressed in terms of fundamental quantities are called derived quantities. Here we have an example of derived quantities. Speed of car 2 km per hour. To find speed, speed is equal to distance by time is the formula. Actually, distance is measuring the length. Now, both distance, time are base quantity and speed is equal to distance, time. So we can say speed is derived from distance and time. Now the quantity which are derived from base quantity is called as derived quantity. Here distance is the base quantity, speed is derived from base quantity, distance, time. So speed is a derived quantity. Let's see the topics of units. A unit is a standard quantity with which the unknown quantities are compared. In earlier times, scientists of different countries were using different system of units. Such units are CGS system, FPS system, MKS system. In CGS system, centimeter is the unit of length, gram is the unit of mass, second is the unit of time. In FPS system, foot is the unit of length, pound is the unit of mass, second is the unit of time. In MKS system, meter is the unit of length, kilogram is the unit of mass, second is the unit of time. But still there were problems in their calculation and conversion. So they brought SI system of unit. SI system of unit is the international system of units. It is accepted in almost all the countries. It is based on a certain set of fundamental units from which derived units are obtained by proper combination. There are 7 fundamental units in the SI system of units. It is also known as base units. Now we'll see fundamental units. The units used to measure the fundamental quantities are called fundamental units. Let's see the fundamental units. Length. Its unit is meter and its symbol is m. And next is kilogram is the unit of mass and its symbol is kg. Second is the unit of time and its symbol is S. Kelvin is the unit of temperature K. Ampere is the unit of electric current, symbol is A. Candela is the unit of luminous intensity, symbol is CD. Mole is the amount of substance and its symbol is mole. Now derived units. The units which are used to measure the derived quantities are called derived units. Here we have some derived units and its expression. First is area. Area expression is length into breadth. You already know that length unit is meter, breadth unit is meter. So meter into meter, meter square. And volume. Area into height, meter cube. Area for area is meter square and height is meter. So meter square into meter, meter cube. Next density. Mass by volume. Kilogram meter per minus 3. Velocity, displacement by time, meter second minus 1. Momentum, mass into velocity, kilogram meter second minus 1. Acceleration, velocity by time, meter second minus 2. Force, mass into acceleration, kilogram meter second minus 2, or we can write N. N is the Newton. Pressure, force by area, Nm per minus 2 or Pa. Energy, force into distance, Nm or J. Surface tension, force divided by length, Nm per minus 1. Let's see one example of derived units. You already know that force unit is Newton. Okay, so Newton is the unit of force. So how the deriving units means, you already know that force formula. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. You know the mass unit. Kilogram is the mass unit and acceleration is meter second per minus 2. So when you multiplying these two unit, mass unit and acceleration unit, you will get the force unit. For force, we can write kilogram meter second per minus 2 or Newton. For symbol, capital letter N. Now we'll see fundamental units one by one. First is length. Length is the extent of something between 2 points. Its SI unit is meter. How are they fixing 1 meter value? Do you know? 1 meter is equal to distance traveled by light through vacuum in 1 by 29 crore 97 lakhs 92,458 seconds. So, how long light travels in 1 second through vacuum, that is the value of 1 meter. For smaller units, we are using to measure scale, tape, meter scale, these are all the things. How can we measure the longer distance like planets? In order to measure very large distance, we use the following units, that is astronomical unit, light year, parsec. What is astronomical unit? It is the distance of the center of the sun from the center of the earth. One astronomical unit is equal to 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 meter. Now light year. It is the distance traveled by light in 1 year in vacuum. So distance travel is equal to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. Parsec is the unit of distance used to measure astronomical object outside the solar system. 1 parsec is equal to 3.26 light year. So already you know that to measure the center of the sun, center of the earth, will use the astronomical unit. To measure outside the astronomical object, will use this unit that is called parsec. Like distance from sun to star. Once again, we'll see the larger units, astronomical unit, light year and parsec. Now smaller units. To measure small distances such as distance between two atoms in a molecule, size of the nucleus and wavelength, we use submultiples of 10. These quantities are measured in angstrom unit. Now we'll see the smaller units, that is nano. It is 10 to the power minus 9, is very small. And then micro, you know that microorganism, organism, very small organism will say micro. Okay, that is 10 to the power minus 6. And milli is the 10 to the power minus 3. Centi is the 10 to the power minus 2. These are all very smaller things, so that we are saying it is all very smaller units. Mass. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in a body. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. 100 kilogram is equal to 1 quintal. Instead of saying 100 kilogram, we can use 1 quintal. 1000 kilogram is equal to 1 ton. For example, when we build homes, during the purchase of sand for building, they would ask how much ton of sand do you want, not how much kilograms of sand do you want. So here 1000 kilogram is what we call as 1 ton. So an object of 1000 kilogram, instead of asking it as 1000 kilogram, asking to give 1 ton of sand would be much easier. And then 1 ton is equal to 10 quintal. Instead of saying 1 ton, we can say 10 quintal. Now atomic mass unit. Mass of a proton, neutron and electron can be determined using atomic mass unit, that is AMU. The unit of mass of an atom is what is called as atomic mass unit. The mass of an atom cannot be expressed in either kilogram or gram or milligram. It's not much easier to measure in terms of such. Hence a unit called AMU has been brought. AMU means atomic mass unit. If we look into deeply, if a carbon atom is divided into 12 parts, one portion among the 12 parts is called atomic mass unit. It means 1 by 12th of the mass of carbon atom is what we call as AMU. Time is a measure of duration of events and intervals between them. SI unit of time is second. How they saying 1 second? Actually what's happening? In 1 second, time required for light to propagate 29 crore 97 lakhs 92,458 meters through vacuum. That is the 1 second. Actually, light is traveling through vacuum this long meters. That is what will say that 1 second. Larger unit of light is 1 millennium is equal to 3.16 into 10 to the power 9 second. Temperature. Temperature is the measure of hotness or coldness of a body. SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. 0 Kelvin is commonly known as absolute zero. Other units for measuring temperature are degree Celsius and Fahrenheit. Here, Fahrenheit Celsius will be in negative, but the Kelvin will never be in negative. Kelvin will start only from 0. Next we'll see the unit prefixes. Unit prefixes are the symbols placed before the symbol of a unit to specify the order of magnitude of the quantity. They are useful to express very large on very small quantities. This unit prefix stands for a specific positive or negative power of 10. Here we have some power of 10 and prefixes and its symbols. Rules and convention for writing SI units and their symbols. When we write the symbols and the SI units, we need to follow some rules and conventions. Let's see the first rule. The units named after scientists are not written with a capital initial letter. For example, Newton. See the first letter here, it is not in caps letter. Henry, Ampere and Watt. And second rule, the symbols of the units named after scientists should be written by the initial capital letter. Example, Newton, that is capital letter N. And for Henry is what? H, capital H. And Ampere, A. And Watt, W. Third rule, small letters are used as symbols for units not derived from a proper noun. Example, M for meter, kg for kilogram. Fourth rule, no full stop or other punctuation marks should be used within or at the end of the symbols. Example, 50 meter and not as 50 meter. Here we can see that 50 meter after there is a full stop. You should not put any full stop or any other punctuation mark is there. It is wrong. First 50 meter is the correct one. Next fifth rule, the symbols of the units are not expressed in plural forms. Example, 10 kg not as 10 kgs. Okay, you should not write in plural form. Sixth rule, when temperature is expressed in Kelvin, the degree sign is omitted. So, see the example, 283 Kelvin not as 283 degree Kelvin. Okay, if expressed in Celsius scale, degree sign should be included. Example, 100 degree Celsius, not as 100 Celsius, 108 degree Fahrenheit, not as 108 Fahrenheit. Seventh rule is that use of solidus is recommended for indicating a division of one unit symbol, another unit symbol. Not more than one solidus is used. Example, meter second power minus 1 or meter solidus yes. Joule solidus Kelvin solidus mole should be Joule Kelvin minus 1 mole minus 1. Eighth rule, the number and units should be separated by a space. Example, 15 kilogram meter second per minus 1, not as 15 kilogram meter second minus 1. Ninth rule, accepted symbols alone should be used. Example, ampere should not be written as AMP and second should not be written as SEC. 10th rule, the numerical values of physical quantities. Example, the density of mercury should be written as 1.36 into 10 to the power 4 kilogram meter power minus 3, not as 13,600 kilogram meter power minus 3. We have many instruments to find length and thickness of an object. Here we have a special instrument, that is vernier caliper. The vernier caliper is used to measure length or thickness of an object with great accuracy. It can measure length less than 1 millimeter. Let's see the parts of vernier caliper. We have two scales in the vernier caliper. One is main scale, another one is vernier scale. And we have two jaws, movable jaws. One is inside jaws, another one is outside jaws. And we have depth probe. First step in using the vernier caliper is to find out its least count, range and zero error. The leastest value in that scale is called what? Least count. How to find the least count? The smallest digit on the main scale divided by the total numbers on the vernier scale is called least count of vernier caliper. It is denoted by LC. LC is equal to 1 millimeter divided by 10 is equal to 0.1 millimeter or 0.01 centimeter. This is the least count value of vernier caliper. To find zero error of the vernier scale, you have to check the main scale and vernier scale. Zero marking of main scale coincides with that of zero of vernier scale is said to be no zero error. We can see that image, zero marking of main scale and vernier scale is coincides. So here no zero error in the vernier scale. If they do not coincide with each other, the instrument is said to be possess zero error. This zero error is of two types. One is positive error and negative error. To find the positive zero error, you have to check main scale and vernier scale. If the zero of the vernier scale is shifted to the right of main scale, it is called positive error. Next, you have to check which division is coincidence. Here, main scale of the 3 and vernier scale 3 is coincide. So, positive zero error is equal to 3 into least count. You know that least count value 0.01. So 3 into 0.01 is equal to 0.03 centimeter. That is the error. So zero correction is negative minus 0.03 centimeter. So here positive error, there is a plus 0.03 error. So you have to correct to subtract the minus 0.03 centimeter. So this is the positive zero error. To check negative error, you have to see the main scale and vernier scale again. If the zero of the vernier is shifted to the left of the zero of the main scale, it is called negative error. Now you have to check the which division is coincidence from the main scale and vernier scale. Eighth division is coincidence. So negative zero error is equal to, for negative is minus 8 into least count, that is 0.01. When you multiply this two, you will get minus 0.08 centimeter. So here negative zero error, so that you have to correct plus 0.08 centimeter. Using this vernier caliper, we can find the different dimension of familiar object. Like your pen cap, we can able to find the diameter of your pen cap by using vernier caliper, and also we can able to find the internal diameter of beaker. Nowadays we have digital vernier caliper. This digital vernier caliper has a digital display on the slider. which calculates and displays the measured value. The user need not manually calculate the least count, zero error, etc. Now another instrument, that is screw gauge. Screw gauge is an instrument that can measure the dimension up to 1 by 100th of millimeter or 0.01 millimeter. With this screw gauge, it is possible to measure the diameter of a thin wire and thickness of thin metallic plates. Here we have the screw gauge parts is the anvil, measuring faces, spindle, frame, that is U-shaped frame, barrel, that is the pitch scale, and then thimble, that is the edge scale, and then ratchet to correct the error, undue error. What is the principle? Screw gauge works under the principle of screw rotates in a nut. Pitch of the screw. Pitch of the screw is the distance moved by the tip of the screw for one complete rotation of the head. It is equal to 1 millimeter in typically screw gauge. So, distance moved by the pitch divided by number of rotation by head scale is the pitch of the screw. The least count value of screw gauge. Least count is equal to value of one smallest pitch scale reading divided by total reading of head scale division. So, one smallest pitch scale reading is 1 divided by 100 is equal to 0.01 millimeter. This is the least count of screw gauge. Let's see the zero error of screw gauge. Here, 0 of the pitch scale axis is coincides with the 0 of the head scale. So, here no zero error in the screw gauge. Positive zero error of the screw gauge. If the 0 of the head scale lies below the pitch scale axis, the zero error is positive. See in that figure, 0 of the pitch scale is coincides with the phi of the head scale. So here zero error is equal to n is the number of head scale is coincidence into least count. So which number is coincidence with the pitch scale axis? Phi. So phi into least count value 0.01 is equal to 0.05 millimeter. So here zero correction is minus 0.05 millimeter. Negative zero error is if the 0 of head scale lies above the pitch scale axis, the zero error is negative. In this figure we can see 0 of pitch scale is coincides with the head scale of the 95. So 0 error is equal to minus 100 minus n. N is the 95 into least count. So minus 100 is the total division in the head scale minus 95 into least count. So minus 5 into 0.01. So minus 0.05 millimeter is the zero error. So correction is plus 0.05 millimeter. Using this screw gauge, we can able to find the thickness of the single sheet of your textbook. How do we measure mass? Can we use the same instrument to measure smaller and larger masses? No, we have different instrument to measure different masses. Let's see some mass instrument to measure. Common beam balance. A beam balance compares the sample mass with the standard reference mass. Here we have 5 gram, 10 gram, 20 gram, 50 gram, 100 gram, 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, etc. Physical balance. Physical balance used to measure mass of an object correct to a milligram, but it is a lot more sensitive. Example of physical balance is 10 milligram, 20 milligram, 50 milligram, 100 milligram, 1 gram, 2 gram, etc. Nowadays, for accurate measurement, digital balance are used, which measure mass accurately even up to few milligrams, the least value being 10 milligram. This electrical device is easy to handle and commonly used in jewelry shops and labs. Weighing balance. This balance helps us to find weight of an object. It consists of a spring fixed at one end and a hook attached to a rod at the other end. It works by Hooke's law, which states that addition of weight produces a proportional increases in the length of the spring. A pointer is attached to the rod which slides over a graduated scale on the right. The spring extends according to the weight attached to the hook and the pointer rods, the weight of the object on the scale. Difference between mass and weight. Mass m is the quantity of matter contained in a body, already you know. Weight W is a normal force N exerted by the surface on the body to balance against gravitational pull on the object. To understand clearly about difference between mass, let's see this example. Now 10 kg of mass is standing on the earth. Now what is the mass 10 kg? What is weight? To find the weight, we have to know force formula. Here we can say force is equal to weight, weight is equal to force. So force is equal to mass into acceleration. So here mass value is 10 kg and acceleration is g. Instead of writing a, we can write g also. A is the acceleration, g is the acceleration due to gravity. So gravity on the earth's value is 9.8. So when multiplying 10 into 9.8 will get the weight value 98 Newton. So on the earth mass is 10 kg is same wherever we go, the mass never change but weight will change due to the gravity pulls on the planet. Here same 10 kg of mass standing on the moon. So here 10 kg is the mass. What is weight? To find weight, same formula, but gravity is different on the moon. So what is the gravity on the moon? 1.63 into meter seconds per minus 2. So to calculate that value, you have to use moon gravity 10 into 1.63. So when you multiply, we'll get the weight on the moon, that is 16.3 Newton. So mass will never change wherever you go, but weight will change due to the gravity on the place. Now difference between mass and weight. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in a body. Weight is the force of gravity acting on the body. It is measured of inertia of the body. It is measure of gravity. Mass is a constant quantity. Weight is not a constant quantity. It will change from one place to another place because of the gravity. It only has magnitude. It has magnitude as well as direction. Its SI unit is kilogram. Weight SI unit is Newton. Accuracy in measurements. When measuring physical quantities, accuracy is important. Accuracy represents how close a measurement comes to a true. It is important in our daily life. You might have seen in jewelry shops how accurately they measure gold. What will happen if little more salt is added to food while cooking? So it is important to be accurate when taking measurement. Faulty instruments and human error can lead to inaccurate values. In order to get accurate values of measurement, it is always important to check the correctness of the measuring instruments. Also, repeating the measurement and getting the average value can correct the errors and give us accurate value of the measured quantity. I hope you all understand all the topics, students. Once again, go through all the topics if you not understand clearly.